It's Divas That Care Radio. Stories, strategies, and ideas to inspire positive change. Welcome to Divas That Care, a network of women committed to making our world a better place for everyone. This is a global movement for women, by women, engaged in a collaborative effort to create a better world for future generations. To find out more about the movement, visit divasthatcare.com after the show. Right now, though, stay tuned for another jolt of inspiration.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Divas That Care. My name is Candace Gish. Oh, my goodness, everyone. We have a special show for you today. What we're going to be doing is doing a series over the next couple of weeks. We have the opportunity to interview some amazing women around the world, and these women are a part of a anthology called The Animal Prints on My Soul. It's the Divas That Care latest anthology, and we're so excited to be interviewing these amazing women. Today's guest is going to be Kate Nelligan, and Kate Nelligan has been a contributor and a supporter of the Divas That Care for so long now, and we're so excited that she is one of our authors in this book. So I'm really excited about that. If this is your very first time tuning into the Divas That Care, a huge welcome to you. The Divas That Care is now in its 11th season. We are listened to in over 30 countries around the world, and we're just so grateful that each and every one of you, is a part of our journey. We love to share amazing stories with others around the world. So, as I said, today's guest is Kate Nelligan, and Kate, welcome back to the Divas That Care.
Thanks so much for having me.
Well, I'm so excited to have you. Kate, would you mind giving a little bit of information about yourself? Tell us who you are and where you're from.
Sure. So I am based outside of Boulder, Colorado, and I am an equine partnered life and career coach and animal communicator and healer. And I mostly pair humans with horses and also goats to really create personal and professional transformation in their lives.
Oh, my goodness, I love that. And so tell me, Kate, why did you decide to submit your story for our anthology?
Yeah, so I, certainly love anything that gives animals a voice, and I felt like having to be in a compilation book with other incredible people who love animals and to be able to share stories. I really want people to see animals in a different light. Especially like with goats and horses, there's a mindset of them being livestock and that humans are superior to animals. And I really feel like as we start to shine a bright light on animals, we can see their gifts, their natural talents, how they're here to really support us in our awakening process, and how they also have their own soul journeys. And so I just was really excited to be part of a great group of people and to really bring, a voice to them.
Oh, and we love it. Your story is absolutely amazing. But for our listeners, would you mind sharing a little bit about what your story is about?
Sure, yeah. So my story is about leadership and love. It is a story about something that happened to me with one of the mares that I was leasing in Malibu, California, really kind of my first heart horse that taught me really how to be and how to lead with love. And so it's a story about kind of what happened through a breakdown that I had with her and what I started to learn about leadership from her, and also from the lead mare in general, which is the female leader in a horse herd, and how we can really apply those leadership lessons to life and to business, and especially for women to really learn from the lead mare and her blended energies of strength and softness.
Yes. I love that. And how has this affected you? How has this impacted you? How has it brought you to where you are today on your journey?
Well, it has honestly kind of changed the way that I entirely operate. I have a master's in spiritual psychology, which is really the foundation for changing my way of being and really starting to see myself as a human being instead of human doing. But this story and this horse, Felice in Italian means happily. And she really came into my life at a time when I was leaving corporate America and a high-powered VP job in marketing in a movie studio, and really starting to find my calling, find myself, starting to really embrace and live from more of my authentic self and my heart, and to really, have that integrated approach between heart and head and body. And so she really kind of helped me to see who I really truly was as a divine being and to live from there. So it wasn't just a conversation, but it was really a practice and a new way of operating in the world. And I think that so much of like my feminine energy started to come back online as well, having been in a very kind of masculine environment in corporate America. And so it's honestly like the way that this teaching was, I started to really see, A, that the horses were always talking to us and showing us things, and B, that I had different choices to make in the way I was showing up in the world and how I was bringing my energy to others as well.
It's amazing. I always find that animals are such impactful parts of our lives, and they change us. They really do, and that's why we were so excited to put this anthology together, and we really wanted you to be a part of this. And I want to thank you so much for being a part of that. One of the questions I have is that because animals have been such a huge part of your life and you're doing so many things and helping so many people out, tell us about some of your other animals, not necessarily the ones in the book.
Yeah, so I often write about the horses, but I really feel like this next year it's about writing more about the goats. They really want me to share more about them. And, I've always had cats and dogs as well, which I find a lot of people already are sharing about our, the pets in our homes. But I feel like I'm meant to give more of a voice to the goats in the future too, and really who they are and what they teach. And I love how people come and work with them with me and really start to see them very differently. A lot of people have not been up close with goats, and definitely not from a place where goats are teaching them personal development. And goats really teach curiosity, courage, bravery. We say goat for it. And so it's a kind of fun way of telling people like, yeah, you can really go for what you want. You don't have to play small. And, goats are kind of a game changer for people when they start to see that they too can be doing energy work and that they too are teachers, that, and quite frankly, all animals are teachers and messengers, but I particularly love working with the goats. I feel like I'm part goat, so.
I love it. And we've had you talk about that in some of our other podcasts, and it was just amazing hearing about that. I think you have a great life. You're surrounded with animals all the time. You're always working with animals. I want to ask you, how important is it to have animals in your life?
I feel like for me, it's a necessity. I honestly don't think I could do life without animals, quite frankly. They are,
me too.
They're my best friends. They're my teachers. They're my colleagues. My horses are my CEOs. They are, there's so much research from HeyBreathe, Human Animal Bond Research Institute, about how there's so many emotional, physical, and mental benefits essentially to our well-being to have animals in our life, and how, even just petting them starts to lower blood pressure. So I personally find them to be often my battery. They keep me going. They're my why, and they're family. So it would be like saying, what would it be like to have no family anymore, to have no more friends? Like, I just think they're critical. And, for a lot of people that are sensitive, it's really important to have animals, because we need to have that kind of constant reminder that there's unconditionally loving beings on the planet, especially when the human world gets a little chaotic and hard.
Well, and that's what it's been like lately, hasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And so they're really there to kind of remind us there's a different way of being. The goats once said to me, like, do what's natural, or be more natural. And I was really upset about something. And so, they're like nature. We're all part of nature, but it's, we need to get outside now more, but I also think we need to be with animals. And even if it's not, farm animals or domestic animals, like, to really embrace wildlife as well as teachers and messengers, and to really even just pause and watch them and be with them and see how they live their lives without all the shoulds and the have-tos, and just from a place of natural cycles, so
I
game changer.
Agree. Yeah, you know what? I completely agree with that. I've always surrounded myself with either nature or having animals with me my whole life, and I think it's made me a better person. I want to ask you one last thing is, why is it important to have a book like our anthology, The Animal Prints on My Soul? Why do you think it's an important book to have nowadays? And what do you think people are going to get from it?
Yeah, I feel like what's really important right now is more heartwarming stories that are uplifting and inspiring in nature, and to be reminded that the animals are on this journey with us. And even when the human world can look scary, or there's a lot of unknown and there's a lot of changes, the animals are, they're impacted by that, of course, but they're not caught up in it, right? They're not sitting around being afraid of like what's coming. They really embrace and live in the present moment. And that's really what we need more of right now. And so I think that having stories that kind of counterbalance a lot of like the negative news we see, or the violent news, or the sad or traumatic stuff, it's really important to be reminded that, there's beautiful stories about connection and about being present and about healing and about magical, things that happen in this human-animal bond relationship. So I feel really strongly that it's a way to, pause, get into your heart space, and be reminded that there's a whole other world out there that's coexisting alongside of our human world, right?
I love that. And Kate, how can our listeners get a hold of you? I know that you have a lot of projects that you have done out there, and I want our listeners to get a hold of those also, and to maybe just connect with you.
Sure, yeah. So I'm on the social platforms. The biggest is Facebook. I have a Awakening with Equines group there for horse lovers, and I'm on Instagram and Facebook as Kate Nelligan Equine Coach. My website's currently Conscious Rockstar, will soon be my name, Kate Nelligan. And I'm excited for this book. There's other books I've been coming out in 2022. I also, have a couple new products launching, and I would love to talk to anyone if they're interested in privates or workshops or retreats. All of that is really growing in the new year. So I'm excited to share with people or answer questions. I'm also certifying other equine practitioners to become equine partner coaches as well. So if any of that's of interest, I'd be happy to have a conversation with someone.
That's awesome, Kate. And I'm going to be posting that on all of our social media. I want to thank you so much for being my amazing guest today.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited for the book, and I know it's going to help really uplift hearts around the world. So thank you for putting it out there.
Oh, thank you so much. I am just beyond excited to have you a part of our anthology. And for all of our listeners, we are very excited about the Animal Prints on My Soul. I'm going to be posting some information about that on our social media so that you can pre-order your book, because we want to support these amazing women in this anthology. Their stories are fantastic. I absolutely love them. I've had the opportunity to read each and every one of them, and they really do uplift you, and they will make you smile, they will make you cry, and they'll make you think about things. So thank you so much, Kate, for being my guest. Thank you to all of our amazing listeners around the world. As I mentioned, it's because of all of you that we are able to interview amazing women like Kate. We are able to do our anthologies, and we're hoping to make a difference. So thank you so much. I hope that each and every one of you has an amazing day. Take care for now.
Thanks for listening. This show was brought to you by Divas That Care. Connect with us on Facebook, on Instagram, and of course on divasthatcare.com, where you can subscribe to our newsletter so you don't miss a thing.